Hello class, welcome to Principal Management class in this afternoon. I'm very glad that you all come, very crowded. So before starting anything, we would like to play a game first. It would call Chase the Shot, Find a Word. Sounds very unfamiliar. In Vietnamese we call it bắt chữ. So here we have 6 questions for you. Each one, any one of you gets right, will have 1 candy. Go get out. So let's start. The first one. It is a noun with 5 letters. Take a guess. The purple one. Exactly. Give her a candy. Next question. It's a noun with 6 letters. Great. Wait, take that. Energy. Correct. Next, number 3. It's a verb with 7 letters. Any guess? Okay, any? Purpose? No, not quite. It's a verb. Yeah? Winning? No. Achieve? Yes. One love. Number 4. 4 letters. This can be a verb or noun. Black? No, not sign. You? A deal. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. 7-letter word is a verb. Let us go. Look into the sky. Explore, exactly. And the very last one. A long, long one. Any guess? Relationship. Congratulations. So you got 2 candy. Very good job and very fast. Here are the 6 elements that very needed to the thing that we're going to talk next in our topic. So through these 6 elements, do you guess? Can you guess what is our element is? What is our topic is? It is right on the board. Wait, who said that? Raise your hand. Who said first? Purple again. There. Exactly. So this won't be hard, but I guess you'll know. Thank you for joining our game today. Let's see. So that's the topic of our group. It is leader. And we are group 4. I am Polly. This is Tony, G, Skylar, and last one is Hal. Very great to meet you. So, a few weeks ago, Miss Song assigned us with a task that we have to go and interview a successful leader to tell you about him and see what a successful leader would be like. I have a question for you. How many of you here have been to the welcoming day in the very first day of the year? The ISB welcoming day. The ceremony? The welcome of the first one? Many and not so many. So, if you have been to that ceremony and stay there till the end, you would know about the leader we're going to tell you next. If you don't, let's do some catching up. We'll show you a clip about him. Sorry, technical problem.
Giám đốc chân thành của đâu là làm sao không biết mà mũi nó thành nổi phải tiếp tục. Vậy thì lúc chính là ai?
University and colleges.
Ai cũng muốn việc đó, ai cũng muốn thành công hơn hết, ai cũng có công việc thật là tốt, ai cũng đạt được những ước mơ hơn hết. Bao nhiêu người thật sự làm được việc đó.
So that's the end of the clip. He's the top manager and founder of Breakthrough Power AYP. He's Nguyễn. So when we come to him, we thought, who would be a better leader to talk about than the one who had his own company to train you about how to be a leader?
Previously, before starting with the main tutorial today, I will review you some information what is a leader and what is leadership. Leaders is who can influence others and who has managerial authority. And leadership is what leader do. It's a process of leading a group and influencing that group to achieve the goal of the organizations or the company. And to everyone in our class knows clearly about the main tutor today, Mr. Nguyễn. How can he lead his employees in his company? That's what our video that we interview here.
The sound is a little low, so we need to play it. Thank you.
Ask you how many employees are there now under your control?
No, zero.
So
But I don't believe in control. People is not machine. You control machine, you don't control people. You lead people. Yeah. Because that's a very different place to learn. Because why you gotta control people? Because you don't trust them. You don't trust them with illegal, you don't trust them with on time, you don't trust them with all procedures, and that's why you gotta control them. So I never use the word control.
opinion, this is the most interesting interview ever. And as you can hear about him, that our groups had made a mistake when we asked him the first questions when we do the work controls. And Mr. Tris made our own member of our group surprised when we said that no, he never used the work controls with his employee. So the people is the difference with machines. We can control the machines, but we cannot control the people. We lead the people. So with Mr. Tris, everyone come to him to work. He always make them to become a part of his problem. With Mr. Tris, the partner, when you work to people, it means you try yourself to do a leader, not to do a boss. So boss and leader is a leader is different. A boss is somebody. The boss is who tell you what you have to do. You have to do this. You have to do that, and you can't ask him the reason why. But the leader is not. The leader, not only the persons can make the decisions, but on shows the persons that make the empowers or make the opportunity to the employees to their employees better or work more efficiency to achieve the goal. And I think that there are a lot of barriers in the workplace when we work to your employee. First, what is the most common barrier in the workplace? What do you think that is? What is the common barrier?
In workplace, we might have a lot of barriers, like gender or culture conflict. So to you guys, which is the most common that leads to conflict in workplace? So there's still candy here. You can only set the name of the barrier, and you don't need to explain more about them. When you can, if you want to.
Yes.
In your opinion?
Miss
Sarah has the idea.
Yes. In your opinion, what is the most common barrier in workplace?
Oh, I don't know. Anyone can give me a hand? I don't know.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Okay, ma'am.
In my opinion, different ideas from different people can easily lead to the conflict in the workplace.
So, idea conflict, different ideas.
Any ideas?
No guessing? Okay.
No more? Okay. Thanks for Yam's answer. With Mr. Chase, she says that the most common barrier in the workplace is laking of trust. Oh, I'm sorry, yes. In the laking of trust. Why this? When you lack of, Mr. Chase said that laking of trust is all kind of miscommunications, and when you lack of trust on your employee, you will never believe what they can do. Oh my God, how they can do this, how they can complete the work, and how they achieve the goal that I want his or she to do. And when you don't believe on your employees, the employees will feel not good, not uncomfortable. When they make mistakes, they will afraid, and they don't want to talk or to share with you instead of supporting or guiding. they also feel they don't feel believe in you. Leader don't believe or believe in the employee. The employee also don't believe in the leader, so they cannot work together, and it's not has the efficiency or effectively for the company to achieve the goal.
So, as everybody knows, here he said, trust is really much a big problem, a big, a very important factor, isn't it? Yes, and how can trees earns other people trust? That's simple by actions. It's not kind of the guy that work and talk. Yes, he will not approach you and say, I will do that, I can do this, I'm talented, so trust me. No. He's rather invite you to a join him in a sporting event, or even have meal, or have a cup of coffee in to get to have a very common conversations to get to know each other better. So from that, he will immediately leave a very first deep impressions of him in you, and somehow, and to him the most basic thing that a leader should do to earn people's trust is to have the discipline with yourself, the determination to do what you're supposed to do. Because overcome yourself or conquer yourself is probably the hardest thing in the world. Because at that time there's no other one there, just you and you. You sit back, start the things, and listen to all kind of inner voices. For example, like some of you here, no offense, before going to class, might sit back and start things. Should I go to class? Should I go to class on time? Should I go to class late? Something like that. Yes, it's very simple questions that you have to overcome yourself. And if you cannot show the confidence, the power, the commitment of yourself to others, so that they cannot trust you. Yeah. And the second thing, when they see the power, the commitment, they start trusting you. And after that, you will have to learn to give faith in people. Yes, faith here is not just about trusting each other people. It is about showing respect and supportive, that you are truly, really, and really mean to hear, to listen, to understand them, so that they can provide you idea and other things like that. For example, in a company, if employees have a potential level of about 6 out of 10, but you believe that he can reach out for 8 or 9, so you encourage him, support him, provide him with every best opportunity he need to prove himself, and eventually he gonna come out with 9. Yes, but if you don't do that, it's gonna turn backfire, because if that employee's level is about 7 out of 10, but you don't believe that he can be better, you just only trust him about 5 out of 10. So one day they eventually gonna come down or fine. Yes, don't have faith in people can not only limit their potential, but also do not unleash their full potential. And as the humanity all goes through the industrial age, when the creation of machinery have completely changed the way a manager or a leader can lead people, can manage people, and completely underestimate people's potentials. The result from that age is that the machines are too powerful compared to human. Yes, and that's a very, very common mistake of the leader nowadays. And probably, according to G, is the most terrible things that a leader can do to hit an employee. That's underestimate them. But too bad for them. Now is the century of creativity, feeling, interpersonal skill, and cooperations, and so on.
I don't think so.
Feeling, emotion, just is ridiculous. You forget that deceiving people may cost you a lot, so what can you do?
You got the point there. Thank you. I'll take it from here. Trusting might cost you a lot, for sure. So Jay has his own trusting experience. Let me tell you about the story when we asked him that. He tell us that trusting is the best thing to solve anything. But when we asked him, does that mean that nobody have let him down? And what if they do? Will you just let him go? He said that actually there are some people who let him down. And he told us a story. There was his co-assistant. The man stole the money in his office, and that made other people turn their back on each other. They start pointing finger. They say this one do this, that one do that, and nobody trusting each other again. And the environment at that time is very hot. When Jean came in, she saw that, and he immediately pulled out his wallet. He had like $2.5 million in his wallet, and he pulled it out. He said, whoever lose the money, take mine. In his conscience, he believed that the employee who took the money will come back to him. And yes, that person did. In the very same night, a strange number messaged him and say, sorry, I feel guilty because doing that, but I don't have that money here. I will give that back to you. Well, he feel happy at that point. Well, but the money didn't come back to him. So he lost $2.5 million. And we laughed when we hear that part come, but he said that the $2.5 million can buy trust and make others trusting each other again. $2.5 million is not much. So through his trusting experience, he would say that trusting costs, but it's worth it. And after you trust them, the bond will be stronger. And if you don't trust somebody, you don't use them. But if you don't use everybody, you will be out of the system. Well, so that will cost more. So just start trusting first. And this proves that, confirm that, trusting is a good strategy and a good habit too. It makes you happier, so you can work happier.
I have a question. What about among the employees? They are the same position. They don't want to trust each other. So what can you do?
Well, you have the point. You can trust your boss because they are higher position. You believe them. Boss can trust you, but when you're working together and you think that other people are the same level as you, usually you don't trust them. And when we asked G about it, he said, it's simple. Trusting is like a good culture. And a good culture, even it's strong enough, it is like a virus. And if you're in an environment with full of virus, eventually you will be infected with good virus. If you can't, you will be out of the system. So when you build a company, build it with trusting, build it with good foundation, good culture, you are still young and that is will be easier for you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Me again. Okay, I agree with Jin that to be a leader, you need more than trust. This is the attitude. So everyone has the first day. Just like the first day you work in the primary school, everything smells new, smells different. And in this case, when we asked him about what is the biggest difficulty in communication at the beginning, he said that he didn't remember exactly what is word, but all he remember is the excitement. And he said that every leader doesn't want to start a business at the fear, the worry on their employees' face. A leader should create a friendly environment to get back the confidence from the employee, especially the excitement in job. When the company run the new project, the new procedure, they want their employee to come in to work hard with on patience and excitement. This always has the first day, so the leader shouldn't pay too much attention on problem and mistake, because when you pay too much attention, you will create the pressure on your employee, because your employee will feel fear, will worry about if they do anything wrong. You will fire them, you will penalize them, you will yell them, or even fire them. So it will lead to trouble. As we studied in the previous chapter, there are 4 styles in making decisions: the analytical, conceptual, directive, and behavioral. So, like the story Jin had told you, when he saw the problem that one assistant in the company stole the money, when he saw the problem, he's always focused on the welfare between the member in group. So when he tried to protect, to maintain the mutual trust, the peace in the company, so every action he takes is belong to the behavioral style in making decisions. So next we will.
As you can see that Cheese is a super inspiration version, and he did that way, and he did that his company worked in that way too. So the question I want to ask you is, where did he learn that inspiration from? I will give you some hints. This is a company which is very much about the organization, about the trust between employee and employee, and especially about the wide imagination. So, can you guess what I'm talking about? No one? Really? So, the girl with the laptop behind you, is that Google? What? Can you be smaller? Google. Yeah, you're right. It's a good girl. As you know, good girl coming to the workplace is an amazing place to work. You can see that they have many lookup tables, the IT room, multi-area or gym in around their office. So why? Why the company spend money to do those things? Because they want the staff to play. It sounds weird, right? I know. But the good girl managers, they believe that when the staff play, they can easily to get the idea, get the inspiration, or get the job done. This is the first part. And the second part is, if you are the staff and you want to play, of course you don't want to play alone. You want to have somebody play with you to more fun. So you have to open yourself, make friends, building the friendship or higher relationship. So you can easily to connecting together, and in that way you can relating together. But when we interviewed Tree, he said something. He noticed that some manufacturers they don't trust their employees, and they, for example, the Taiwan Atlantic company in District 7. You can see that last year they have some scandal. They don't allow their employees to go to the restroom whatever they want. Like if you are the worker and you have the blue uniform with the blue hat and you want to go to the restroom, you have to wear the orange hat. So your manager will see that, and he or she will say that if you can go or not, and then you go. That's very strict. So this is an example of lack of trust, you see. And if the community in Vietnam, they want to share, they want to create more trust, they have to learn